and keep up my consistent daily posts and share with you guys why I keep posting, even if it's only maybe helping one person or two people. I'm going to keep posting. I keep jumping on to share information, and whether it's received by someone today or tomorrow, it's going to live here. And what's interesting is sometimes I look at it as even a way to journal, put down information that you can refer to later, right? Okay. And I just keep posting because lately I've realized some of the things that I've shared and talked with people about in the past, maybe years ago. Maybe they didn't take advantage of it for whatever reason, the timing wasn't right, you know? And now there's things that have changed in their lives, things that have changed. And if if they would have taken advantage of it, if they would have remained consistent, things would be very different. And some of the people wouldn't be in the position that they're in. And that's why I keep posting, because for me, I I've gone through different situations at different times in life, and I've realized through my personal experiences that whatever it is that you're working on, if you have a plan, if you have a vision that's clear in your mind of where you're going, if you keep working, you're going to get there. But you must have a roadmap. You must have some sort of guidance from somebody who's been to that destination, or who's on a mission, who's gotten the map from somebody who's been there. Something that you've never done before, you're probably going to need some help. And a lot of times, I think that's where distractions come in, or false prophets, if you will, right? So many people I run into, smart people, have the ability to make decisions, but for whatever reason, the decision that they make puts them in a situation where I ask myself, what were you thinking about when you made that decision, right? And I'm not trying to judge anybody. We've all made mistakes and things happen, right? Sometimes we need to skin our own knees to be able to learn the lesson that was meant to be learned and move on. But sometimes there's so many things that I would like to think are common sense. So many things that I would like to think you shouldn't even need time to process or think about that. You should just be able to hear it and immediately know that, dude, this is bullshit. This is crap. Move it to the side. That's a distraction. That's not going to serve me. Let me go do something else. But so many times I find that these distractions are what people fall for. And when people present real opportunities that they could take advantage of, that's what that's what comes up in their mind, is that past opportunity, that past thing, that past whatever that wasn't necessarily the best solution, but they took advantage of it. So what I want to do is ask a question of you guys. What's the process, if you will, that you go through when you're looking for opportunities, when you're looking for, that new thing that you want to invest your time, your energy, that you're willing to voluntarily put your efforts in, so that you can see something different, right? What's that process look like for you? Because I know everybody has their own process, and everybody's process is different. But one of the things that I see so much is everyone wants to be a scientist. And what I mean by everyone wants to be a scientist is there's certain things that you'll tell somebody and they'll say, you know what, let me do some research on that, right? And there's a few things that I see that happen from the research. Either there's never a conclusion, the research is endless, it just keeps happening, or the witness protection program comes and picks them up in the middle of the research and they're never to be seen again, right? Or they start avoiding phone calls or text messages when you're trying to figure out, hey, what's going on? Are you still in the middle of research, or are you done with research, or what's happening? You know? So a lot of people, I think, just need to stay focused. A lot of people just need to understand that there's people out there to help. And if you're looking to grow, there's tools out there, right? And one of the main things that I see today that could get better, simple communication, conversation, right? I think I've said this several times. There's a coffee shop that I go to here in my town, my city, and I just go from time to time to sit and have conversation with people face to face. Why? Because most people don't want to have a conversation. And as a matter of fact, if you put people in a room, put five random people in a room, and you can tell the fear that just builds up if they're supposed to have a conversation. One of the biggest fears is public speaking. And I was talking to somebody the other day, a random stranger that I just met, and I was talking about how if we would just communicate and have conversations, there's so much information that I'm sure we can find amongst each other that's free, that will be beneficial, that will improve the quality of our life. But if we're not having that conversation, that's one less opportunity we're taking advantage of, one less opportunity to grow and get better. And one of the things that I believe personally, I don't know about you, but the point of getting better, the point of growing is not just so that you can brag and boast and say, look how good I am, look how much I've grown. But the point is to help other people. Anything that you're gaining, I personally want to give that back to somebody else and not hoard all of that for myself, right? The people around you, if they're better, it just makes everything else better. But if you're the only one that's good and everybody else is struggling, that just doesn't make sense. So that's why, in my opinion, you got to fill your cup so that you can share and pour into other people. If everybody around is, with an empty cup, that's not a good situation. But if everybody around is looking for a way to either dig a well and create some form of value that they can share, then everybody has unique talents, unique gifts, and things that they can bring to the table. And instead of just, everybody trying to take, at the end of the day, if everyone's bringing to the table, you end up with a buffet of different things that could be shared around. So I just want to encourage you guys that are watching this live or watching it later on, figure out what it is that you're excited about, figure out what it is that you want to build and contribute, and try to focus on finding a way to share that value, right? Don't just focus on consuming, but how can I produce? How can I share the value? How can I get the value and share it with somebody else, right? So more videos coming. I appreciate you guys for watching. Um, as always, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you guys are working on to see if I can provide any value and help move you further along that journey, help shrink some of that time so that you can get there sooner, not later, and we can help more people get there too. But till the next time, man, you guys stay safe. And if I can help in any way, leave it in the comments and I'll definitely respond and see how we can make sure you get what you're looking for. Peace.